Can't wait to see this one.
Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is among the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. We know you got our back, and we got your back too, man. Denver, Colorado all day, brother. We're definitely going to hook up with you. Much love to Carnival Spirits for putting us on as well on this YouTube, man.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos, for, what is this episode, like 126 or something like that?
Yes, sir.
You've been putting in work, bro. Respect. Y'all doing some shit for the community and the fam out there. Appreciate it. So just keep doing what y'all doing, you know what I mean?
Congrats to Don Chaos for 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop.
Keep it going, man.
Congratulations, Don Chaos. Yes, keep it going, man. Good luck to you, fucking Don Chaos. And fucking hell yeah on your 1,000 fucking followers.
You know who it is. It's Ouija Mac, bitch. Shout out to Carnival Spirits. And fucking shout out to Don Chaos one time. You know what's going on.
This is my brother. Everyone, Don Chaos and brother Lin Chung here.
Yeah, and Carnival Spirits. What's up, man? Don Chaos. What's up? It's your boy, Brother Lin Chung. We out here tonight. Let's go.
Fuego Flames and my nigga Don Chaos. What's going on, B? It's my brother right here, my boy. Excuse the left, excuse the left.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Don Chaos, and I'm with a very legendary man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Hey, Sean. Yeah, we at the gathering, y'all.
Radio show of the year. This one's always controversial. Coming in number one, we got Hours of Chaos with Don Chaos. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, there. Congratulations, man. Don Chaos, Hours of Chaos.
Yo, 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 yo. What is good, everyone? Y'all already know who this is. This is Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S. Your friendly neighborhood Juggalo, the Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, chat, let them hear it. What is good, everyone? How is everyone on this Thursday evening? For once, after almost like 2 or 3 weeks, it is finally not super hot here in Florida. There is finally not a heat advisory down here. Finally, after like almost 2 or 3 weeks of it being too hot to be outside. And we're supposed to get rain off and on tonight, which is good. We'll cool everything down. What is up to everyone in the chat? What is up, Ryan? What is up, that jug, Devin? What is up, Mr. Dosha? What is good? What is up, Lady Chaos? So yeah. Hopefully everyone's having a great evening, Thank you, everyone who wished your boy a happy birthday yesterday. That was very much appreciated. So thank you to everyone who wished your boy a happy birthday. Hell yeah. And then tonight, we, of course, are going to be joined by the one and only Facetatmami. So it's going to be a very great episode. We're going to talk about where she promotes what she has going on. You guys know how this show goes. And I'm going to make a very special announcement here exclusively on the Hours of Chaos podcast. And this was a great idea from the one and only Miss Lady Chaos. But starting next week, or next month actually, either way, soon, now there's going to be a big change to the Hours of Chaos podcast. Your boy is now going to have a co-host every week. But not just any co-host, y'all, where you have to see the same co-host with me every year. I'm going to do something unique where every week, as long as people are down and serious about doing it, every week here on the Hours of Chaos podcast, I will be joined by a different co-host every week. So how dope is that? That was a great idea by the one and only Miss Lady Chaos. So where you see the same co-host every week, you guys are going to see a different co-host with your boy every week. So how dope does that sound? You could say maybe like a special guest even co-hosts. Someone to drop the interviews with your boy. Someone to also just drop news and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's something unique. But I just got to make sure, y'all got to make sure y'all are very serious. If you want to be a special guest host every week and you're serious about doing that, just hit your boy up. So yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. Everyone, please welcome, making her debut on the Hours of Chaos podcast, hailing from Houston, Texas, the one and only Facetatmami.
Hello.
What up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm fucking living the dream.
That's all you can do, right?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Of course, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hell yeah. So what have you been up to lately?
Dude, not much. Writing a lot of new music. Been getting ready to do some shows that are upcoming the next couple weeks. Pretty much about it.
Hell yeah. Like, for those that don't know who you are, just get a little brief introduction, who you are, where you're from, and your brief history. And then, yeah, we will, like, ask with the questions.
All right, bet. I'm fucking Facetatmami. I'm a horrorcore rapper out of Houston, Texas. I just played at The Gathering. If you guys didn't catch me there, you can find my music on all platforms.
Hell yeah. And how was that actually playing at The Gathering? And was that your first time ever being at a gathering in general?
Yeah, that was actually my first gathering, and it was the coolest experience of my life, honestly. Like, it was fucking life-changing how amazing it was.
Hell yeah. Like, was that like, have you played big crowds, or was that probably the biggest crowd you've played so far?
That was probably the biggest crowd I've played so far, definitely.
So I know some people say when they say they play big crowds, usually for the first time, there's a little bit of stage fright. So was there a little bit there?
Oh, fuck yeah. I had such a like big entourage of people with me because I was like, man, I'm gonna throw up or something. Like, I'm so fucking nervous. But like, I had Gucci Berry there by my side. Like, you got this, girl. You can kick me in the balls afterwards if you do a good job. And it was fucking awesome. It went flawless.
Hell yeah. Like, I've known people that have played The Gathering, and like they say when you're on that big stage, or when you're on a big stage in general, it's like can be nerve-wracking. Like, people even ask me how I'm able to do this show having like anxiety. I'm like, it helps with my anxiety.
No, and I agree, because I have like a lot of anxiety issues, and then there's like something that's like about getting on that stage and you like look down and it's like I really focus on like 3 or 4 people, and I'll just like continue to lock eyes with them the whole time, you know? So I kind of like get that tunnel vision going, but then that adrenaline kicks in and it's like, fuck yes, like this is what I live for.
Hell yeah. And what actually inspired you to like want to start like making a living doing music?
So I started making music because I wanted to immortalize a lot of strong opinions I had, you know, just in case, because we live in a day and age where like shit's so fragile. But then once I started to get like a little bit more traction, it was like I started having younger like women especially coming up to me and being like, oh, this helps me with this, or oh, what you said this time is like something I've always thought, but I didn't think anybody else felt that way. So then now it's kind of transformed into, I'm trying to convey a lot of things that I think women need to have outlets for, because I don't think in the Juggalo community there really is that, you know. A lot of music is still like this older school, like 90s, a little bit misogynistic type of, you know, music. And, you know, I feel like it's the girls' turn to have some songs about like cutting men up into pieces and like taking their fucking revenge back, you know?
Exactly. And there's like so many like talented like females like in this scene. You have like HB the Grizzly, you know, yes, even Snow the Product. She's got fucking bars.
Yep. Yeah.
And I like, and what I like about her, she'll like rap in Spanish and English.
Yes. So I've been trying to incorporate a little bit of that. I'm definitely not as fluent as she is. And I try to like, I know my dynamic of listeners. So I try to keep how I talk a certain type of way, so they don't have to like, you know, Google shit or think about anything too hard. Like I want them to fully be like, oh yeah, I know those couple Spanish words. Okay, like.
Exactly, and it's good to know that there's like actually women out there that have bars. Like, you know, it's a very rare thing. Like back in the day, you had like Gangsta Boo and the duo Salt and Peppa.
Fuck yeah.
Which, if anyone hasn't seen, watch the bio movie about Salt and Peppa. It's really good.
Is it? I'm gonna have to watch it.
It was like a TV made movie, but it was so good. There was a lot of stuff about them that I didn't even know about.
That's amazing.
And I thought I knew everything about him. So how did you actually come up with like the name Facetatmami?
It's kind of a funny story. So originally I went by Facetat Shawty. Everybody called me Facetat Shawty. That was my Instagram handle for years and years and years. And then one day, like, some of my friends pointed out that like I was kind of like the mom of the group. I was the oldest one in the group all the time. Then I like, you know, went on and had a child of my own, and I started making music, started getting into modeling, and I was sitting there one day with a group of friends, and I was like, what the fuck is my alter ego gonna be? Like, what am I gonna call myself, you know? Because the modeling industry at the time was so demanding, like, you know, who are you? What do we call you? And I was like, is it corny of me to try and like market on face tattoos, like brand that as my thing? And everybody was like, your face tat, like just go with it. And so Facetatmami just caught on. The first like dozen times I heard people call me it or refer to me as it, it was so cringy to me, and I was like, oh, like, fuck, mommy, like. And now it's just like people are like, oh, mommy, oh, face tat, like, and it's just become who I am. I don't think many people even realize what my name is anymore.
Yeah, and that was kind of like me growing up, like in middle school and high school, like with the group of juggalos I hung out with. I was always like the big brother of like the group, or like the dad. So like my other nickname was like Clown Daddy and stuff.
I love that, Clown Daddy.
But then I stuck with like Don Chaos, because it sounds like something that could be negative, but it's actually something positive.
I love it. I love it. I foresee my name evolving a little bit, and it's probably going to end up just evolving into straight up face tat. And it is what it is. Facetatmami right now is my really, like, I got a lot of things to say and y'all should listen to me era. And I think once I get into my villain era, I'll become just Face Tat.
Hell yeah. Now, of course, the question we usually ask a lot of our guests, like, how did you discover the wicked shit in ICP? Like, what was the first song you remember hearing that like grasped your attention? You're like, oh, what is this? I like this.
Okay, so the first like ICP song I ever heard was "Fuck the World," and I was probably like 8 years old. I just got my first like MP4 player, and it was like preloaded with like 60 songs, and like that was the one ICP song on there. It was like the one rap hip hop song on there, because everything else on there was just like new metal and shit.
Oh yeah.
And I remember just like jumping on my bed screaming "Fuck the world, fuck the world," and like getting in so much trouble by my mom. And then I kind of honestly like didn't pay too much attention to ICP. Like I was not like a diehard fan growing up. And then I heard Ouija Mac, and like everybody in the Chapter 17 label just like captivated me so much. And it's like every fucking song, every single one of them puts out, I'm so just like in awe with, and it drew me back into ICP and like re-liking all their music and finding favorites and shit again. So it's been kind of nice.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing I'm loving about Chapter 17 is so far everyone on there is like very unique and they have their own sound. Like Ouija has his own sound. He has kind of like a trap style. Darby's kind of like a southern metal sound, and then you have Hex who's like a West Coast vibe to it.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's my biggest dream for Chapter 17 to fuck with me. Like the arrogant part of me is just like, I'm fucking Facetatmami. Somebody should want to fuck with me.
I'm sure that can happen. I actually do promo for a lot of Chapter 17.
I'm friends with like literally so many of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're great people over there.
I gotta put in a little bit more work and like prove myself a little bit harder, I think, before anybody starts to be like, okay, we want this bitch on our label. Like,
yeah, there's a great team there.
Yeah, they're solid.
Yeah, like I'm proud to be a part of that team. Like I remember when I was doing YouTube, like when I first met Darby, he actually like told me, oh, I love like what you do on YouTube and stuff. And I like how you said there needs to be more like juggalettes in the music. And that's kind of what I've been doing with my fiance and her podcast. Like her and our homegirl like have a show called Let's Session. It's a juggalette podcast, which you never really see that. And I actually I actually am the mastermind. I produce a lot of that because I want to see more juggalettes like podcasting and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like there's like kind of a rough and a little bit of a negative stigma with the term juggalette.
Yep.
And that's why I kind of like, that's kind of why I wrote Two Whoops. You know, it was like my statement to like, I'm a juggalo. Like, I don't want that negative connotation with me, especially as a music artist that's trying to be taken serious. Like,
exactly.
Because I feel like when a lot of guys hear, okay, Facetatmami, the juggalette, they think certain things are gonna like be expected. I might fangirl the way certain other people might. And it's like, I don't want that. I'm like, I want y'all to fuck with me because I'm talented, because you like my music, because you want to collaborate with me, because of my ability to write and entertain, not what the fuck I look like.
Exactly. You and like a bunch of people are like bringing the term like juggalette and bringing it in a positive way again.
Yep. That's all I want. Like, I want people to hear that, and it's not bad anymore. It's just like, hell yeah, that's a girl juggalo. Like,
I know. And then yeah, we're all referred to as a whole as juggalos, but some like to be called juggalette too. Or some people, I know some females that like to say I'm a juggalo with a net in or something. That just everyone's different.
it's like juggalo pronouns.
Exactly, like there's dude, but a lot of people don't realize back then females are also known as dudettes. Like I'm one of the few that uses that term.
I love that. Dudette.
Like I've been using that since like the fucking 90s.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, pretty much what my fiance is saying in the chat.
Yes, exactly. I'm tired of it being like a sleazy, fucking degrading, misogynistic term.
Exactly. And what was actually...
I think there's just like... It's because of a lot of ICP songs, you know, where like it's sexualizing a term, so then it creates these like negative expectations, I think.
Exactly. It's kind of like with the term juggle. Like people used to always associate that term as something negative, but there's a lot of us here that are always trying to make it like something positive. I go, there's assholes in every group of people, but those assholes, we try not to associate with those people. Like people get very confused. We're like, I thought you guys accept everyone. I'm like, we do, but we have morals. If you're a racist, we don't accept you. If you're a child pedophile, we don't accept you. If you're just a piece of shit, we won't accept you.
Yep.
I was like, we have morals, and it's very much like the punk community, which is cool.
Yeah. And I feel like it honestly still has like a really harsh and like negative association with it. Like this show I'm doing tomorrow, I am the only juggalo horrorcore rapper on the fucking lineup. They are fucking terrified when I like said those words. Like, you guys ready for a fucking juggalo set? Like, I'm bringing Fago. They were like, oh God, what is gonna happen? Like,
there's the flyer.
Fuck yeah. It's gonna be fucking awesome. I'm bringing a shit ton of red pops. I'm bringing a bunch of fake blood. I got a brand new squirt gun that's got a fucking like drum to spray everybody with blood. It's gonna be amazing.
Hell yeah. So it sounds like you're bringing like theatrics to your show. And that's one thing I've always loved about music. And you can say this is one of the reasons why we love ICP is their stage presence, and the way their stages are always set up is entertaining as fuck.
Best show I've ever seen is ICP, Wicked Clown. Hands down.
Exactly.
Life fucking changing. Like, and I've been to so many fucking concerts, so many different genres, and like, there's nothing like a Wicked Clown show.
Exactly. Like the closest thing I've come to that is probably going to like a Snoop Dogg show. And that was like actually my first show growing up. It was a Snoop Dogg show, which is fucking dope. It was Snoop Dogg, E40, Twista, and a lot of y'all might feel older and remember this, and you might know these guys, Facetatmami, because they're from your area. Paul Wall and Chameleonaire.
Oh man.
Remember that shit growing up.
Paul Wall's still doing so much. Like, he's inspiring.
Oh yeah, and then like Chameleonaire, that dude, isn't he like a director now?
He's doing something, I heard.
That dude was very like underrated. I tell people, if you take out Riding Dirty, he is actually a phenomenal rapper.
Honestly, I feel like that's the only song I really know by him.
Well, listen to his full album that song's on, called Sounds of Revenge. That whole album is a straight like Houston, Texas classic hip hop album.
Oh my God. See, like when that came out, I was still a little young.
I was like maybe in middle school when that song came out, and I just remember that one of the members of Bone Thugs was on the song, and I love Bone Thugs.
Fuck yes.
Bone Thugs is my shit.
I have to go back and listen to it because, you know, brain don't be braining all the time.
Yeah, definitely look it up. It's called Chameleonaire Sounds of Revenge. It's such a great album.
Bet.
Like, I remember back then when him and like Paul Wall were like cool, and then they like had a falling out, and then they like reconciled. Does anyone remember that? when it was like Houston, like there was like geographically, it was like North Houston versus South Houston for some reason.
So I'm not originally from Houston.
Yeah.
I've only lived here for the last 4 months.
Yeah. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The good old Midwest.
Yep, and then I moved to Denver for a really long time, and then I just recently moved out here.
Yeah, and that's like me. I'm originally from Denver, and I lived there for so many years, and I loved it there. Like the scenery is beautiful, but the
Yeah.
reason why I left, it's because the price of living there is fucking ridiculous.
It's unrealistic as fuck. Look, when I was living in Denver, I was paying like $1,200 a month for like 450 square feet, and that was like not including my utilities and like other costs of living. And now that I live in Houston, I have an apartment doubled the size for half the cost.
Yeah, I've been hearing that Texas is pretty affordable. And
It's
stuff.
so affordable. Like, look, it's hot in the summer, but I don't really be doing shit outside, so that don't faze me. And it's warm in the winter. I'm 30 minutes away from the beach. I can't complain. And there's a shit ton of good food down here. There's amazing fruit year round.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing I noticed about Florida is, yeah, the summer may be miserable here, but once it hits fall and winter, it's only like in the 50s or 60s, and it feels good. And then
Yeah,
at night,
like one more month and
cools
it's
off.
gonna be great. You got like 3 to 4 months where it's kind of hellish.
Yeah, and then that's why we like it down here, because then once it's the fall and winter, it's cooler at night, and you can open the window, and it feels good.
My favorite thing about down here is that it's still warm at night. Like,
Oh.
I love that I don't have to take 2 outfits places, because in Denver, it was like, you really needed to plan your outfit perfectly or bring a change of clothes, because it's going to be warm as fuck during the day, and then it's going to be cold as fuck at night.
And you can guarantee this too. I know you can say this too. In Colorado, you're lucky to get like 4 seasons in one day sometimes.
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt.
Because the weather is bipolar as fuck.
Yeah, and everything's always on fire. People don't really realize that outside of Colorado, but like everything's always on fire. There's always a fucking wildfire. There's always random fires that are just like starting on the sides of the fucking highways and shit 'cause it's so fucking dry. Like,
And what's sad is it never used to be like that when I was growing up there, which is weird. Like,
That's
people
what
don't think
everybody
global
says.
warming is real. That's proof that global warming is very real.
yeah, unfortunately.
Like, I can tell you, living in Colorado all my life, it never used to be that hot. Like, summers used to be decent. It would be like warm, but then there would be like a nice, cool summer breeze.
Yeah, when I first moved to Colorado, I had packed my shit like it was gonna be Antarctica, basically. Like, I brought shit tons of pants and sweaters and long sleeves and coats. I left all my like warm clothes behind, and I got there, and it was like Thanksgiving time, and I remember like going outside to smoke a bowl, being in like short sleeves and like basketball shorts. Like, it's pretty fucking warm out here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then since you said you're from Milwaukee, you know all about cold air. Like, it gets super cold
Oh
there.
yeah, dude, I will never forget it. The day I moved, we like did like a road trip to move out of Wisconsin to Colorado. It was negative 35 degrees with the wind chill and blizzarding.
God.
Yep. Cars like out there won't start when it's so cold. So like, instead of having like snow days and shit growing up in high school, you'll usually have like 2 cold days where it's like beyond negative 20 degrees wind chill, so you can't be outside longer than 10 minutes. Like, you can't leave your animals outside or it's animal abuse.
Which I still condone that. If you guys
Oh,
if you guys see an animal in a hot car, break that fucking window.
Well, I feel the same way for like just being outside in this heat in general, at least down here, because sometimes it's like 112, 115 degrees all day long, and it's that hot by, 10 a.m. So I feel like, the same law should apply when it's fucking just as hot, like, as when it's cold.
Exactly, like something fucked up recently that had happened like that down here in Florida, but it like really pissed me off. This lady, it was like almost like 100 degrees, and she left her kids in the hot car while she decided to go in a store and just shoplift a bunch of stuff. That is fucked up.
And she said, "Fuck these kids."
If that's not a crazy Florida fucked up story, I don't know what is.
Yo, I was at a bar recently, and somebody was like, "Hey, no offense, and I don't mean this in a bad way, you look like a Florida girl." And I was like, Bitch. I get it. I look a little crazy.
Well, sometimes it's better to stand out. I was always seen as like the crazy kid in school, but I was also misunderstood. I was known as the kid always like wearing all black and stuff, wearing ICP shit, Marilyn Manson shit, and Cord shit, and all that back in the day.
Dude, I am like, I live in this like dead end, and it's like a couple apartment complexes, and it's all like one certain kind of people. And then there's like me with like my neon hair, and I'm always like running in and out of my house in all these crazy performance outfits covered in blood and shit. And like occasionally I'll like hang out and like smoke a blunt with them and shit, so they know I'm cool and not like an actual serial killer. But they definitely, you know, have all their funny like little conspiracy theories about the weird little juggalo up in the corner apartment.
Oh yeah, I always had that happen too. Like I was always the kid, because I was quiet in school, that if something happened in the school, I was automatically the person blamed. I'm like, I'm just sitting here in the back of the classroom chilling.
That one.
That was so me.
That's so funny. Yeah, I just was always the funny looking one. Like
I always just hung out.
I was like the one scene kid in high school, like coon stripes and shit.
Yeah, like I hung out with all the social outcasts, like anyone you can think of. I hung out with skaters, goths, of course, juggalos, you know, stoners and skaters.
Fuck yes.
Even the gangsters, I hung out with them.
I definitely made it a point to try and be friends with like the most weird kids in the school, because like first of all, they usually had snacks. And second of all, like on the off chance somebody was a, you know, shooter, I might be okay.
Right? And in all honesty, if we want to go with history, history has taught us that normal people are just as scary. Example, Jeffrey Dahmer. He looked like the most normal dude, and then look at the most fucked up shit.
Yes. Be friends with the people who never talk and are always reading a book. Like, say hi to that person occasionally.
Yeah, like I have this shirt that I wish I knew where it was. It says "Normal people scare me."
No, dude. Okay, so I was living in Cap Hill in part of Denver before I moved down here, and I literally was like talking to a therapist twice a week because my anxiety was so bad. I would never leave my house because I hated just being on top of like all these white people, just all eyes on me and my weird ass all the time. Like I had people call the cops on me on several different occasions. I wouldn't even be doing anything, and they would just be like, "This girl's covered in blood, blah blah blah. She might be hurt." Like, and then I would have cops show up in my house, you know, like 4 hours after their call because it's fucking downtown. I've already got like my makeup cleaned off of me and shit, and they're like, yeah, somebody called that you're in danger."
Yeah, that would happen to me. Like I was like walking like my dog one time, and this is before the whole Juggalo gang thing was like more official. I'm like barely turning off my street to turn to go walk my dog, and the cop stops me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Walking my dog." And because I'm wearing an ICP shirt, he stops me.
Of course.
And then someone did that to me one time. They were like, "Oh, we heard that someone in this area was causing trouble." I was like, "Well, I'm just walking in this area."
It was so you. You're prowling.
Yeah.
You don't even look like you'd be like a troublemaker though.
Yeah, and I've always been like the kind of person that shows that just because I might look menacing, like I tell people never judge a book by its cover. Just because someone might look menacing, they're probably not. Normal people are just as menacing, and that's why I don't like normal people.
Oh my god, yeah. I can't tell you how many like random like normal people I've had come up to me and be like, "Wow, you're actually nice." And I'm like, just because I like have the face tattoos and I'm like yelling in all my music doesn't mean like I'm unfriendly.
Oh yeah. So lesson, y'all, never judge a book by its cover, basically.
Big fact.
Yeah, like I always get told that too. Like I tell people I'm like the nicest person, but now if you mess with me or the people I care about, then it's a different story.
That fucking part. I'm the same way. Like,
all in all, I'm a
way
very
more
chill
if you
person.
fuck with the people I care about than me.
Yep. And I always tell people mainly, insult me all you want, but don't insult the people in my circle.
Exactly. If you fuck with my family, like, no, anything's fair game then.
Hell yeah. And what's some like other music that you like grew up listening to? Like if you could remember, like what's the first like piece of song like you remember hearing in general? Like it could be something your family was playing. Like me growing up, the first music I always got into was like classic rock. Like that's what I heard, like Ozzy, all that classic metal and stuff, you know, Prince, you know.
I mainly grew up listening to like black metal and goth music. Like my mom was like super fucking goth, and my dad was like a bassist in a metal band. So I was like listening to shit like Typo Negative and him and Korn and Dimmu Borgir and all sorts of shit, Mayhem, things like that.
Oh yeah. So do you remember what the first song you remember like that made you fall in love with, like all that type of genre?
Let's see. Damn, that's so hard.
Like me growing up,
it probably had to have been something like either some System of a Down or some Rage Against the Machines that really got me interested in alternative music. Like, I really fucking love nu metal specifically.
Oh yeah, I love Rage Against the Machine.
Oh yeah, that whole era of fucking music is just so fucking flawless and perfect to me.
Oh yeah, even that early Korn, like from the '90s, is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Freak on a Leash. That song is still classic.
Yeah. Oh my! I still listen to so much Korn on a regular basis.
Me too. And I've even told people who don't like their music. I always tell people, even if you don't like Korn, but if you see their live show, and I've never seen their live show, I've heard their live show is phenomenal.
Oh, I bet. I like a lot of goth shit too. You know, like I'm a big Marilyn Manson fan. He was probably one of the first artists I was really into as well. Like I love like Cradle of Filth, Cannibal Corpse.
Since we're on that, what is probably your favorite like Marilyn Manson album? Like me, it's hard to decide. Like, of course, it's probably gonna be Antichrist Superstar because everyone loves that, but it's such a good album.
Yeah, fuck. I feel like I can't pick that one now, though.
Yeah.
I kind of like the early Manson era when he was, like, doing the whole lunchbox thing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I really like that era of him. Like, right when he was, I feel like, kind of just, like, finding his sound.
Hell yeah. And I tell people, regardless of supposedly the bad stuff he's done, I've learned to try to separate the artist from like the person. Like his music though has still got me through so much growing up. That was like the soundtrack to my life.
Yeah, no, big fucking facts. There were so many times in my life, especially like in high school, like I would be, you know, ready to just self-destruct, and then I would listen to like Marilyn Manson, The Used, little bit of Slightly Stupid, and Cottonmouth Kings.
Oh, Cottonmouth Kings back in the day was phenomenal.
Oh my god, I was such a diehard Cottonmouth Kings fan. Like it was probably so annoying to my friends, but like in high school, I was like that typical like stoner. Like it was just Cottonmouth Kings, Slightly Stupid, Cypress Hill, all the fucking time.
And I like, especially because back in those days, Cottonmouth Kings was very diverse. They would talk about a bunch of topics, and they started just talking about one thing, and it's like, dude, what happened?
Yeah, I liked when it was everything right before it was like specifically stoner rap.
I was like, yeah, there was stoner music back then, but then they would talk about like political issues. They would do straight rap. They would do straight punk rock.
Yeah, I think like back around like kind of like Tangerine Sky is when they were like, oh, well, people really like our songs about smoking weed though.
Yeah, and I love Tangerine Sky. That's a fucking good song.
It's one of my favorite songs.
And anyone who hasn't seen Cottonmouth Kings, their show is fucking phenomenal.
They're phenomenal live.
They are. Like, I've seen them live.
Phenomenal live.
I saw them live twice. Like, the first time I saw them back in 2010, and this was a dope lineup. It was them, ICP, Kitty, and Coolio all on tour.
I love Kitty.
Yes, Kitty is dope. Like, my fiance got to meet them, and she says they're the nicest people.
They are. I got to meet them one time during Wisconsin Metal Fest, like the first year they ever had it. And it was like ironic because like I was actually meeting Asking Alexandria and they were on the same tour bus, just like hanging out. And I was like, shit, fucking two birds, one stone.
Yep, you're right about that, babe. One band people don't talk about nearly enough is Sublime. Sublime is dope.
Oh, classic. Dude, I feel like I grew up in that era where like kids were still bringing their acoustic guitars on the bus and we'd be like playing Sublime songs and getting the whole bus to sing along while we like sneak get high before school.
Yeah, I've never seen Manson live, but I've always wanted to, and my fiance got to see him twice, so you would like this. She got to see him do an acoustic set and then a regular set.
It's so fucking good to see him.
Like, how dope would this be? Like, she got to see him do an acoustic set and a regular set. How dope is that?
That's amazing because I really love acoustic sets.
Oh yeah, like anyone who didn't get the chance to like see the ICP acoustic set that they've done at the Gathering or when they do those acoustic sets, it's so fucking dope.
Dude, I love it. Any artist, like I'd be watching like a lot of like Tiny Desk concerts and shit like that. Or like you can pretty much look up like any rapper nowadays doing shit like with a music accompaniment. It's so fucking fire how like music has progressed where a lot of artists are offering that diversity.
Exactly, and I like diversity in artists. Like back then, that was considered weird, but I like artists that are diverse, like artists that can like step outside their comfort zone. Like my homie Mr. Dosha, usually he does like conscious rap, but then there's a few times where he's been able to delve into like horrorcore a little bit and show like his horrorcore side, which is dope.
I love that. Yeah, I try to be that way too. Like when people are like, oh, describe your music, it's fucking hard because none of my songs really sound the same. I have been on this like mission to try and create something for everybody so that one way or another I become a household name. Like you don't have to like all of me, but you might have one song that you really fuck with from me.
Exactly. Like one example I'll tell people, and I don't care what anyone says, Tech9, he is so diverse.
Yeah.
He can rap, he can sing, he can do a straight gospel song, and then he can do a straight metal song. That's so multi-talented.
Yeah, big fucking fact.
Even ICP is multi-talented too.
Hell yeah. No, oh my god. They're both individually such amazing artists and businessmen and entrepreneurs. Hell
yeah. And that's one thing I've even loved about Ouija is he's been expressing more of like his singing in some of his like newest releases. Like Detritus, he did like a lot of singing on there, and I was like, damn, He has a great singing voice.
Yeah,
like, I don't care what anyone says, like, Detritus, Ouija, you can, when you hear that, you can tell Ouija literally put his heart and soul into that release.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And people are missing out on him. And like I tell people, he's like ICP. He may seem like he's crazy off the wall everywhere, but when you dig deep, he touches on personal issues, or he talks about battling mental addiction, or he talks about music that
he is one of the realest and most like personable, kindest, humble people I have ever fucking met.
Exactly. And I tell people he doesn't just do crazy off the well, music. He does real personal music. Like
Yeah.
one of his songs that always hits me in the feels that I absolutely love is that song Denial, where he goes, knocking on heaven's door, ain't nobody answering. It's like every time I hear that, I'm like, God damn, Lazy, you hit me in the feels.
Oh my God, I swear, yeah, some of his lyrics just be like really like hitting you in the chest, like, ah.
I know, I always listen to him, like, God, if I was,
Same,
I was like, if this came out during my teen years, this would have been like the soundtrack to my teen years.
No, big fucking facts. Like, holy shit, same. Like, honestly, if Ouija Mac would have been doing music when I was like in high school the way he is now, I probably would have been saved from doing so much bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm glad there's like a lot of rappers that are starting to touch on that. Like you have the trap metal or just like emotional rap that's like coming out, like King ISO. He touches a lot on like mental health awareness in his music, and that's why I like him.
Fuck yeah.
Like I recommend you look up the song by him. It's a very sad song, but it's a beautiful song. It's called Hypocrite.
Bet. I like sad songs though, you know. I've been in my feels lately. I can feel it.
Yeah, and that's one thing I think that even Bone Thugs brought to back in the day. Yeah, they did dark shit, but they brought like the harmony, like the singing to their rap.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you don't see too much of that nowadays, at all.
Like back then, people were more diverse, and nowadays they're starting to be more diversity again. And I tell people there is good talent out there. It's just a lot of people are too fucking lazy to go look for it.
That's a real ass fucking thing. I feel like a lot of people sleep on the platforms where you can dive deep into underground music like fucking effortlessly. I think people just get so comfortable listening to what they know and just like appreciating that they're like, well, why do I need to like go listen to something else?
Hell yeah. And I tell people, I just like music in general. If I like it, cool. Like music is a big part of my life. Like it still baffles me. Like my fiance, she has a friend, and it even baffles my fiance. She has a friend who just doesn't like any music in general, not like any genre, just music in general. I'm like, how could you just not like music in general? I'm like, automatic red flag right there.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, some guy hit me up trying to flirt with me, and he was like, hey, do you like music? And I like was joking so hard. Like even at the gathering, I was like, you know, how dumb of a question is it? Do you like music? Because who doesn't like music? And now you got me fucked up.
I know. I was like, I can understand if you don't like any type of music, because some people are like that. But yeah, she just doesn't like. Her friend just doesn't like music in general. I'm like, what?
That's the biggest fucking red flag I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Like, there's so much dope music that came out back then, and there's even good music out there now. And that's the whole premise of why I do the show, is when I recognize talent, I like to have people come on the show and promote them, because that's what I like to do. I don't do it for clout or anything. I just like promoting people like you and people out there who do have talent.
Appreciate it.
And the whole point of this show is to help people get out there. It helps pave way for the up and coming people, the people that people know. And then there's occasionally we'll have like well-known legends on here. Like the most legendary interview I've had on here is the Flatliners. Like a lot of people don't know, those dudes are like the originators of horrorcore.
Fuck yes, that's amazing.
And that's like some straight old school hip hop. Like one of the members, he's literally the nephew of Russell Simmons of Def Jam and the nephew of one of the members of Run DMC. How dope is that?
That's fucking amazing, honestly. That's totally like, you should be flexing that.
I do. I've interviewed even like the legendary Brother Lynch Hung's like nephew, who's a rapper.
That's amazing.
And I tell people, I just have fun doing this show. Like, that's what I do. It's just to have fun. It's to help just give back to like the community, because I've been involved in this Juggalo underground community since I was about 8 or 9. And here I'm now like 33. So quite a long time.
I love it.
So yeah, one of the other questions we usually ask our guests, if you can remember, what was like the first album that you remember buying with your own money? Or just the first album you remember getting in general?
I think the first album I ever bought was like a local fucking punk band's album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Fuck, that's so tough. After that, if I'm thinking back, like, I would say the next time I was like buying music was probably when like buying shit on Apple was like a big thing. And that whole era, I was like listening to a lot of The Used and shit like that. So I probably at some point bought one of their albums because I had everyone.
Yeah, my fiance, she's an old school like punk rocker. She's like from the old punk days, and she has so many cool stories, and she grew up in like Cali, so she can like tell you cool stories about like the Cali punk rock scene like in the Bay Area.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, like when I was growing up, like the main focus was like just like going to local shows and shit. Like that was the cool thing, is you went to like the VFW and fucking just like hardcore danced and crowd killed all night long to like 3 really loud, really shitty fucking punk bands.
Yeah, that's what my fiance always tells me. She told me she would always give the guys a run for their money. Like she could hold her own in those pits back in the day.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I'm still like that. Like people be looking at me because I'm so tiny. Like, oh, she's not gonna do shit. And then I run in there and I start fucking hitting everybody, and they're like, "Oh my god, what is happening? Do we hit her back?" Like,
and the best thing about mosh pits is most people don't know what to do. Like people think you're in there to hurt someone. Like no, if someone falls, you don't trample on them. You lean over.
Yeah,
and
you pull them
up.
back up. Exactly. There's definitely etiquette. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm definitely crowd killing. I'm going in to punch as many people as I can. But if you fall down or you trip over me, I'm not gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna pull you back up. You know, like I'd want you to pull me back up, like so I don't get trampled.
Oh yeah, Lady Chaos even says like local punk shows were always like the best shows. She remembers those.
They were. You would you get a soda for like $1.50. You get a bag of chips for 50 cents. Your fucking favorite bands. Like you probably thought one of the boys was cute, so you were there with all your fucking friends. And like more than likely, like it was some like weird you lied to your parents situation, but it was a time.
Well, we have a question in the chat. Do you like the punk band Rancid? I know I do. Hungry Like the Wolf, that's a classic punk album.
I was gonna say Rancid's definitely a classic. They're not on my daily playlist, but definitely appreciated.
What are some of your like top punk bands, if you could name some?
That's so tough. I was definitely I went through like a Sex Pistols phase back in the day. So I was definitely like leaning into the UK punk aspect.
Oh yeah, I love UK punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love No Effects. We're actually going to go see them in September. They're actually coming down here to Florida for their farewell tour, so we're definitely going.
Fuck yeah. And then I would say like Leftover Crack, like give me that like a top 3.
Oh yeah. Thank you for correcting me about that, babe. It's Out Come the Wolves. My bad. Hungry Like a Wolf is a Duran Duran song. My bad. That is a good song, though. And now a question.
Yeah, but when it came to punk, like I feel like I had like a bigger like folk punk era. Like I was listening to like a lot of like Johnny Hobo and the Freight Trains and Days, shit like that.
Hell yeah, like Like I told people, I just like music in general, but the music that's always pertained to me that like I've latched onto that I relate to a lot is like any type of rock and then like hip hop.
Yeah.
Or I would just quote an Eminem lyric. I'm like, he's brainwashed from rock and rap. That's basically me. Or when he says he sags his pants, do rag in his stocking cap. That was me. Or I was the kid like wearing trip pants that people thought was like a Satanist, and they would be like saying every prayer and shit that they could think of.
Yep.
I was like, okay.
Yep. Me. Oh my god. All the trip pants, all the Jenko jeans.
Yep. Or wearing the like crusty like punk pants and stuff, or the jackets.
Yo, I'm wearing some patched up crusty pants right now.
Yeah. And that's what I've always wanted to do, like with some of the ICP shirts that don't fit me. I want to like make them into like crust clothes.
That would be so fresh.
Or make like a blanket out of them.
That would be fucking tough too. Hell yeah.
And one of the questions we usually ask our guests is if you could name what are like 5 like albums, like any genre, like albums that like changed your life forever, that, like, or that had a big impact on your life.
Damn. Albums.
Like if there was a certain album, like when you were like going through a rough time that like helped you get through like a lot in your life, what would it have probably been?
Let's see. I think probably Venus Doom album by him means the most to me. It got me through the most. Again, like goth metal, but that's probably like one of my favorite bands of all time, and in my opinion, their best album. I don't like, for me, when I listen to music, I don't like latch on to albums. Like I'll latch on to like singular songs and just kind of like run with it. Just because I listen to so much fucking different music.
Oh yeah. And if you're stuck on a desert island, you could take like only like 5 music acts, like any genre, like artist, band, and you can take their whole discography with you. Which artists and groups discography are you taking with you? 5.
Oh my god.
Like like the one I always pick is like, of course, ICP, because they have a wide discography.
Yep. Okay. Damn, this is gonna be a crazy mix of people, I feel like.
Well, that's one thing. It's cool. It's always good to have a different mix, because that's what I do.
I would do Ouija Mac.
Hell yeah.
ICP. Let's see. I would probably do Cardi B. I'm gonna say probably Lil Peep, and then Typo Negative.
Hell yeah. I love Lil Peep.
I love Lil Peep.
R.I.P.
No, big facts. I feel like if he would have not passed away, he would have been doing something fucking world changing.
Oh yeah, like my favorite song by him is Runaway. I fucking love that song.
Oh my god, dude. It's so hard for me to pick a favorite by him. Like, I have had so many different moments in my life throughout his music career where I've had like favorite songs that I've like created so many emotional ties to.
Oh yeah. He's just so dope. Like his music has really, I was like, god damn.
Yeah, and he's got so much music out there. Like, it's amazing to me that after death, so much shit has been able to be released.
Exactly. That's what's always cool. Like, if an artist like has a whole collection of work, like Tupac, he had so much unreleased shit that came out.
Mm.
Like one of my favorite songs by Tupac that is an unreleased song was like Until the End of Time. That song like hits me in the feels. Like the chorus, it's like it hits you in the feels. It goes, "These broken wings." I was like, God damn. And that's one thing I
I've
like.
had so many moments like that with music where it's like, oh, damn, you get me.
And that's one thing about Tupac. He was, even back then, very diverse with his music. He could do a gangster hit. He could do shit that made you think, or he would do songs like Brenda's Got a Baby, which is a very sad song.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard that. It sounds sad.
It's about a girl who ends up like having like a kid at a very young age, and then like it's based on a true story. It's a very sad song.
I believe it.
Like, and he could even do those songs that like where he would like put stuff like in the female's perspective, which was dope.
Yeah.
Like not a lot of artists could do that. Like
no, I feel like that's really hard.
And that's one thing I think we've always liked about ICP is their music is diverse. They have funny shit. Then they have serious stuff that makes you think. Then they have stuff that you can relate to. And then they have that spiritual shit. They're like cake. There's so many fucking layers.
I love it. I love it so much.
And that's why I tell people.
That's what I aim to be like.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people, yes, they kill people in their music, but pay attention to the kind of people they talk about murdering.
Yes, they kill people in their music.
I was like, yes, they do it, but they said the music has always been like a release for them, because if they weren't like putting how they felt in songs, they would have been in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I always believe that
Completely
music is like a very good release therapy.
Oh yeah, no, that's partially why I talk about killing people.
Hell yeah. And what's your actually writing process like when you're writing a song? Like, what do you do? Do you like listen to a beat first, or do you like listen to the beat and maybe think about what you're going through at the time? Like, what's Facetatmami's writing process when it comes to writing a song?
So usually I'll sit there and listen to my vault of beats and figure out what I want to like fuck with the most, what I'm feeling the most that moment. And then I will get violently stoned and think about topics I have not touched on yet in my music. And then I think about current events, things that are going on, whether it's like with people I know and their situations, or like life in general, or my personal life. Then I kind of run with something like that. I really don't try to talk much about topics in my own life. I don't like making my own personal emotions and feelings and situations and traumas like subject to judgment. So I kind of keep some of those deeper things to myself and really try to write for other people.
Oh yeah. And shouts to D-Town Custom, of course.
Oh yeah, shout out D-Town Custom. I'm fucking wearing some fucking D-Town jewelry right now. We got the fucking Juggalo bracelet.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do some work for him. When I get some more money, you can guarantee Don's either going to get a grill or a diamond hatchet, man. You can guarantee that shit.
Yeah, dude, honestly, they got me thinking I need a fucking grill.
Yep, and I remember those back in like the 90s and shit. Like a lot of people don't realize that's something that started like in the South. I believe it was like either Atlanta or Houston, Texas where that started.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like even before, when I was a young kid, I like had a silver tooth, but it's because it was a filler tooth. But always growing up, kids thought that was so awesome and badass. Like, that is so awesome.
Hey.
Yep. I was like, hell yeah. So here I am, like this little 7 or 8, 9-year-old, all the way until I was like maybe like 16. I had this like silver tooth growing up.
Fuck yeah, you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, the kind of girls I want are those ones where they look like vampire fangs.
Yeah, no, they're so fucking hard. They're like the freshest things ever.
Like even Wu-Tang Clan back in the early 90s wore grills.
I love that.
I love Wu-Tang Clan. That's like some of like my favorite hip hop.
Fuck yes.
As the saying goes, because Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yep.
Or everyone's jam. If you've been a hustler by nature, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah, I feel like Wu-Tang is like gonna be one of those like hip hop icons forever.
Yeah, like when people say, what are some of your favorite hip hop groups? I always say Wu-Tang Clan, and then of course A Tribe Called Quest, because they're like laid back and chill. Like hip hop is like so diverse. I get like so annoyed when people say it sounds the same, and I'll like put Wu-Tang on, and then I'll like put like A Tribe on. I'm like, now does that sound the same? I don't think so. Another like one of my favorite like diverse hip hop duos of all time is Outkast. Every one of their albums is so different. And I like how they both. And I always like how with groups, like if everyone has their own sound and unique style and it bounces off of each other, like Jay and Shaggy have their own sound and style, but they still bounce off of each other perfectly.
So good, yeah.
Like Shaggy likes to get all high pitched with his voice and shit.
I love it.
Yes, rest in peace, ODB. And another question we usually ask our guests is like, for some of the cities you have played, what are some of like your favorite cities to like perform in, and what restaurants would you like recommend in your area or cities that you visited?
I love playing in Denver, and if you're in Denver, like my favorite place is I like to grab a slice of pizza from Ian's Pizza, specifically their mac and cheese pizza. And then if you're out here in Houston, honestly, there's so many fucking good places to eat. Just pull up to any food truck and it's promising as fuck.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I noticed about Florida. There's like a lot of good like local places. I learned that a lot of my favorite food is like Southern food.
Yeah.
But my absolute favorite food, because I grew up in Colorado, I'll always love Mexican food. That's always my bread and butter.
Yeah, I'm big on like finding the trucks that sell tamales and shit out here.
Oh yeah, I heard there's a lot of good like food taco trucks here in Florida, and there was even some good taco food trucks in Denver when I lived there.
Yeah, I've definitely found some pretty good Mexican food out there. Now that I'm down here, I feel like I've been finding the best Mexican food.
Oh yeah, because like it's Mexican food down there, but it's like known as Tex-Mex because it's Texas Mexican food.
Yeah, it's amazing. And like, you know, portion sizes in Texas definitely are significantly bigger. So it's like, you go to this place, you pay like, you know, $12 for a plate of food, but then you just like get this fucking heaping mound of all these things.
Oh yeah. Like one of my absolute favorite like things like when I lived in Denver was like green chili, and you come here to the East Coast, a lot of people don't know what green chili is.
They're like, what the fuck is that?
I was like, yes, red chili is good, but green chili, whew.
Yeah, that's definitely a Colorado thing, like a Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico thing.
Well, and you know, especially Colorado, you'll know you're in Colorado because you probably used to do that, is we would put green chili on everything.
Everything. You have to specifically be like, I don't want my shit smothered. Like,
yeah, like the best thing I had is I had a deep fried pork chop, and it's called a Mexican steak, and it's like a deep fried pork chop, and then they put green chili and fucking eggs on it, and when the yolk mixes with the green chili, oh, it's fucking good.
Fire.
But yeah, if you're ever performing at the gathering again, I recommend you try those stoner bowls there. They are so good.
Yeah, everybody told me to, and I was just like so busy trying so many different other things.
Yeah, they do have some pretty good food there. Like their pizza there is fucking good. I don't know.
Oh my god, yeah. I fucked up the pizza a couple different times. Like it was righteous.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of pizza they use, but it's good. Just like when you go to Detroit, there's just something about Detroit food. Even Detroit's got some really good Mexican restaurants.
Yes. I remember the first time I went to a Coney Island and life-changing.
Oh yeah, and I tell people there's nothing like a Coney Island Detroit style chili dog. I'm like, you think mustard would not taste good on a chili dog, but it's fucking good.
But it fucks.
Yeah, and their gyros are fucking good.
Yeah. Damn, you got me wanting a chili dog now.
I know, I want one too. I can easily just make those homemade. And then one of the questions we usually ask our guests is, what is actually Facetatmami's favorite flavor or flavors of Faygo?
Ooh, I got a couple. I think Red Pop is probably my top.
It's funny because I'm drinking that one right now.
I love Red Pop.
A lot of people don't like it because they say it tastes like cough syrup.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about because it's the best.
I admit when I first...
Especially when it's like ice cold, it's like...
Yeah, when it's ice cold, it's good. But if it's flat and warm, it tastes nasty. But that's any soda.
And then I like the raspberry blueberry one a lot. That's probably my second favorite. And then it's probably a tie between the pineapple watermelon and cotton candy.
Yeah, pineapple watermelon. I always tell people that is the best way to describe it. It's like having a Jolly Rancher. That's what it tastes like.
It's a Jolly Rancher, or it's like a tropical fruit gusher. I don't know, but it's amazing. And it's like when it's cold, you like taste different flavors every sip you take. Like you taste the watermelon, you taste the pineapple the next sip.
Hell yeah. And Lady Chaos asked the question. She always asks this question: do you like pina coladas?
I love pina coladas.
Me too. And because she's thinking of that one song, and then what we'll do, like when we ask people that, they go, yes, and I like getting caught in the ring, and we'll like make it like we're having a conversation while I sing.
That's so fucking cute. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, cotton candy is probably my favorite. I do like the candy apple. That one, especially with cinnamon flavored whiskey, is fucking good.
Oh, see, yeah, that one's really good. It's just like so hard to find down here. The black cherry one also so fucking amazing.
Yeah, you can't find that one here.
So fucking good.
Yeah, I remember when I went to Detroit like a few years ago, I had a Blue Moon Mist, and you can't find Blue Moon Mist in Colorado anymore. They just have the green one, which we all know it just tastes like Mountain Dew.
Yep. The blue one, there's something about it, like...
But yeah, black cherry is fucking good. Black cherry is good. Even their version of grape is fucking good.
Yeah. I honestly like all Faygo. Like the only flavor I'm not a big fan of is the firework one.
Yeah, some people like that and someone don't like. I like it, but it is very sweet. I always tell people it's literally diabetes in a bottle.
See, to me, that's the one that tastes like cough medicine.
Yeah, and I tell people
that
one.
It doesn't matter if it's warm or cold. It's like, I see what you were going for.
Even Arctic Sun, some people don't like it. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty good, honestly. Peach is good, root beer is good, cream soda is good.
Yeah, I have quite a few favorite flavors, but definitely like even Rock and Rye's up there.
I haven't tried that one, honestly.
That one's good. And then I do like the raspberry blueberry. That one's my absolute favorite.
They keep that one like in stock, especially for me at my corner store, because I just be going in there like...
Yeah, like down here in Florida, I found like strawberry kiwi in a can. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't had a strawberry kiwi in years, so it's fucking
awesome.
good. And I'm a sucker for anything strawberry kiwi flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a superior flavor.
And then like some of the final questions we ask is like, what is Facetatmami's like favorite foods of all time that you can never get tired of eating? That people be like, aren't you tired of eating that? And go, nope, I'm gonna eat this always.
Top one is probably chicken nuggets. I'll fuck up any kind of chicken nugget anytime, anywhere. I am that bitch where if I'm drunk at a party and I'm not allowed to bring shit in, I will smuggle chicken nuggets in my pocket one way or another for my drunk ass to eat it. I love like extra cheesy fucking pizza. I love stroganoff a lot.
Oh yeah,
and I love fried chicken.
Oh yeah, me too. Like my family growing up always made the best like beef stroganoff growing up.
Yeah, I make stroganoff probably like 3 or 4 times a month. Like,
hell yeah. Me, I always have to put my foods in category. Like my top 5 is first is Mexican, then Greek, then Asian, and then 4th, if I had to pick, because I'm just gonna do 4, would be like Italian.
I love so much different food. I'm a picky eater, but I love a lot of different food. Like I don't fuck with vegetables too much. Like I'm one of those weirdos where I order my food, I'm like, yeah, can I get that without veggies?
Yeah, or I'm the kind of person that like loves steak, but then I can like also like eat so much like sushi. I fucking love sushi.
See, I'm allergic to like fish and shellfish, so I've never actually tried sushi.
Have you ever tried like pho or like Thai food or like even
yeah. So pre like COVID and shit, I was actually an Asian fusion chef.
Oh, nice. Yeah, my fiance used to actually work at a sushi bar, so she knew how to make sushi from scratch, which is cool.
Oh, fuck yes. I bet that won your heart over.
Well, that was way before I met her, but I told her, you know how to make sushi? Hell yeah. But yeah, pho is one of like my favorite things to eat. Like for some reason, it helps clear the sinuses when you're sick. So when you're sick, it helps you.
Yeah, it's like all the lemon and ginger and things like that.
And that's what I do with mine. I'll like put jalapeno and I'll like squeeze the lemon juice in it.
Fuck yeah.
And then I'll put sriracha sauce in it.
Oh, that's a must.
I mean, I love spicy food, but I don't like too much spicy food. I tell people, I love spicy, but I have my limits. I want to be able to still taste the food. If I'm just tasting the hotness, then it tastes terrible.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
I was like, when I eat my buffalo wings, I want to taste the chicken and the sauce.
Yes, there's a difference between like heat and like hot.
Exactly. Like my fiance was telling me her dad used to like make the food so hot that he'd be fucking sweating. It's like, no, thank you.
Yeah, like I want to feel a nice burn in my mouth, but I want it mixing with flavors. I don't want to like not want to eat my food.
Oh, that's funny. My fiance said she wants to start a pho shop called with Pho.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I'll
come join.
We always make a joke, or we always say "fuck you" instead of "fuck you."
Fuck you. That's so funny.
But yes, if no one's ever tried Vietnamese food, y'all need to.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Oh, I see what she's talking about. This is funny. See, I'm sure you get that. It's really fun.
Each pie slices pie.
That's
I
funny.
love that.
That's enough to fuck with someone if they came in drunk or stoned.
Right? Like what?
I remember the days when I would like go to like Taco Bell when I was like stoned at night living in Colorado. Me and my friends would be like stoned or drunk and we'd order like a big portion of Taco Bell because that's one of the few places that would be open late still. I love Taco Bell.
I've drunk ordered Voodoo Donuts a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, Voodoo Donuts, y'all. For anyone who's ever been to Colorado, Voodoo Donuts, y'all need to try it.
Oh my god, the fucking best donuts. Even if you don't like donuts, there's probably a fucking donut there for you.
Yeah, and I like how they name some donuts out of like famous rappers. Like they have the Marshall Matters, which is like an M&M, and it's like white frosting and it has like M&Ms on it. And I heard apparently
they have
use
Cubba Bubba one that I'm a big fan of, and it's like just like a regular donut with like bubblegum flavored frosting on it, and then they'll like put a piece of Cubba Bubba in the middle.
Oh god, that sounds good. Hell yeah. And before we let you go, like what is some of Facetatmami's like favorite shows of all time that you can never get tired of watching, or even movies of all time?
I don't watch too many shows, but I watch a lot of movies. My favorite are probably like all Rob Zombie movies. I can watch those on fucking loop over and over. Honestly, yeah, if I had to pick a show that I watch a lot, it's probably Sopranos. I watch like religiously, rewatch.
That show is like a game breaker. Like every show you see now borrows the formula from that show.
It's so good and so slept on. It's like younger people don't want to dive into like older things, and I'm like, I remember my mom was watching that when I was growing up, and she would always like be like, you can't watch this. Then I became an adult. I finally sat down, watched all of it again a couple years later, and then like a year ago watched it again over, and now I'm like rewatching it another time now. Just like every time I like catch more and more and more things, I'm like, this shit is so fucking brilliant. Ahead of its time.
Like it's like something you don't see. Like a lot of stuff like in the mob, they don't deal like with the family drama aspect. And I like how it was like the modern mob, like as it was happening now.
Yeah. Honestly, the way that the whole series ends still pisses me off to this day.
Yeah, but then
I think that's what keeps me so like, yes.
Yeah, and then you watch those theory videos on what the ending means, and you're like, okay, kind of makes sense.
Yep.
Rest in peace, James Gandolfini. That dude was a great actor.
Fucking amazing actor.
Like my favorite characters off The Sopranos, of course, I like Sil, and then I like Paulie.
Oh my god, I love Paulie. He's definitely like my second favorite. Tony and Paulie. Tony, I just feel like is like my spirit animal. Like he's like a dad trying to hustle and provide.
And I tell people, he does terrible shit, but he does terrible shit sometimes. But then sometimes you can't blame the dude. Like he has a soft spot for animals and stuff.
Dude, yes, with the ducks, it kills me.
Or like spoiler alert, I won't fully say, but you remember the scene when he does that to Randall because of what he did to the fucking horse. I actually applaud him for what he did there.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, beat him up, Tony. Beat the shit out of him.
Yes. Relatable.
That is a character on that show that I fucking hated, was Randall. That dude was a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's watched the show, you know. And then Christopher, his life is just sad. He gets his life on track and then he fucks up again. It's like, damn it, dude.
I think the daughter pissed me off the most the whole time. Like she's just such a dumb bitch.
Yeah, doing so much stuff, and she's like, it's not my fault.
Oh, Dad, you're a terrible person. It's like, bitch, you just had an amazing life because of your dad being a fucking gangster. Fuck you, you ungrateful bitch.
Right, or I like it when like when she first asks him if he's in the mob, and he tries to say with a straight face, he's like, there is no mafia. Like, it's just such a great show. I've always been fascinated with like mob stories, whether it's in a show, a movie. I watch like a lot of real life mob documentaries.
Yeah.
Like there's a new one that's out. It actually has John Travolta playing the legendary mobster John Gotti. I'm like, we gotta watch this.
That sounds really good.
So I don't care what anyone says. John Travolta is still a phenomenal actor.
I love him as an actor.
And I like how he's multi-talented too. Like we all knew him as like in family friendly, and then he was in comedies, but then he started being in those like serious badass roles.
Yeah.
Same with Robin Williams. He could make us laugh, but then he could be in those movies that hit you in the feels.
Like, oh, it hurts.
Like, I showed my fiance What Dreams May Come for the first time, and that movie had her fucking bawling.
Oh, I believe it.
That's one of the few movies that can make me cry. That movie of his, Jack, where he's an older man, but in a young dude in an older man's body.
Yeah. Oh, God. That one was probably one of the first ones that moved me by him.
And then Patch Adams, where he's curing dying kids through laughter and stuff. And then the final one is, of course, Bicentennial Man, where he's a robot that wants to be human.
Yes.
That movie, I don't care who you are, that movie gets you in the feels. And then he just has those funny roles that we all know him from, like Birdcage. That's a fucking funny ass movie.
Yeah.
And then he even played Popeye, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I actually liked him in that role.
Me too. He nailed that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And before we let you go, do you want to give any shout outs or plugins? Of course, can your boy get any shout outs? And yeah, where do you expect to take your music, and where do you see it like maybe 10 years from now?
Well, first of all, let's shout you out, Don Chaos. Thank you for having me. A shout out the Thuggalo Show for getting people to notice me a little bit initially. Shout out D-Town Custom Jewelry. Everybody go get your jewelry from them. Best prices, best quality. You can follow me on Instagram, not Facetatmami. So it's NOTFACETATMAMI. On Instagram, my link tree is there in my bio where you can find all my music. I'm on all platforms. You just look up Facetatmami. Yeah, I got a couple shows coming up here out in Houston, Texas, and Galveston. And yeah, lots of big things coming.
Oh yeah, and you're always welcome back on the show anytime you ever want to come on and promote anything. Just like let me know, and I'll like book a spot for you.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
Thank you. And my fiance and her co-host want to know if you would ever be down eventually someday to come on their Let's Sesh show.
Oh, totally. Hell yeah. That sounds amazing.
Hell yeah. Well, you have a good night.
Fuck yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Talk to you later.
Peace out.
Post. And that was Facetatmami, y'all. So don't go anywhere, y'all. We are going to take a quick music break, and then we will be back with some topics for the show, and then we will wrap up the show. Thank you, Facetatmami, for joining us. So yeah, we're going to take a music break, y'all, so don't go anywhere, y'all. Still mingle in the chat. And yeah, we will be right back. Let's get some music playing. And we're gonna play some music by Facetatmami. This song is called Hate Fuel, which is a very dope song. So don't go anywhere, y'all. We will be right back.
It is impossible to suffer without making someone pay for it. Now I'm arrogant. I'm a dog, I'm a king. fuck with me when you flip like a switch. Do my dirt on my own, cause you probably fucking snitch. Ain't gotta rap about making it, I already did. I was born a fucking thug, and you bitches is my kids. Fueled by hate, 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 fueled by hate. You may not fucking like me, but invade your thoughts. Licking on my blade, you wish it was your fucking cock. Bitch, I'm face tap. Mommy, I'm bigger than a fucking god, and you're jealous of my life like you work. Vigilant, rock a pain out of strip, cause it's intimate. Fueled by hate, fueled by hate, fueled by hate, fueled by hate.
After achieving
It is impossible to suffer without making someone pay for it. Try that on my shit, now I'm arrogant. I'm a dog, I'm a king, and it's evident.
You're listening to the Hours of Chaos podcast, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Live everywhere. Tune into the Hours of Chaos podcast, live every Thursday from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to whenever the fuck we want. And Wednesday, check out Let's Sesh podcast every Wednesday. 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah! Let's go!
much anticipation for this fight.
FaceTime. Two wolves wanna come through. Big dog, not a bitch, dude. If you see me popping out, better move back on the new age shit. My machete goes side. Two wolves wanna come through. Big dog, not a bitch, dude. If you see me popping out, better move back on the new age shit. My machete goes side. Mommy here to embody all your dreams. A little psychopathic, but beauty queen. The wolves fitted. I never fit in any fucking scene. These bitches laughed at all my fucking dreams. But when you see me, it's like, God, please. I'm too ugly to be getting a bag, but I'm too pretty to be acting so mad. What the fuck did I do to my face? Cause I'm getting a job, I do my bills get paid. But you always got something bad to say. If I cut you ear to ear, get you smiling. Or when pussy drip wet, it's violence. But I do, I ain't the one, don't try it. I'm a juggalo bitch and spicy. Me be local, me a dog, I'm biting. I didn't choose fucking life, but I'm striving. Bitch. Whoop whoop wanna come through. Big hunk, not a bitch, dude. If you see me popping out, better do. Whoop back, we in the new age. Machetes, that's no gas. Whoop whoop wanna come through. I'm big hunk, not a bitch, dude. If you see me popping out, better do. Whoop back, we in the new age. Machetes, that's no gas. Tats on my face, but I'm out here eating. Grew motherless, now I'm on the king shit. Small town girl, but big city dreaming. Didn't know how to get it, but I got it, now I'm gleaming. There's always gonna be a bitch hoping you fuck. But if you a big dog, then show me butt. When you speak from the heart, so I always pissed off. When I keep them pissed, they can all get fucked. If you only got you, then stand on 10. Don't expect nobody to be your friend. You gotta face your faults, can't play pretend. Cause the biggest dogs, they lead the pack. Well, now it's mommy's turn, and how I arch my back. I know you ain't on mine, I'm just falling back. Little juggler bitch with new Benji's text. Don't be surprised, I don't know how to act. Two whoops when I come through. Big dog, not a bitch, dude. If you see me popping out, better whoop whoop back on the new age. Shit, my machete goes slap, whoop whoop when I walk through. Big dog, not a bitch, dude. Yes, no gas, two whoops when I come through. Big dog, not a bitch, dude. If you see me popping out, better whoop whoop back on the new age. Shit, my machete goes slap. Slap, 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 slap. My machete goes slap.
And we are back. We are back with the Hours of Chaos podcast. Again, shouts, thank you. Again, to Facetatmami for coming on the show. You guys can expect to see her sometime on the Hours of Chaos podcast. Again, always welcome on the show, as we tell our guests. They're always welcome back on the show. And me and Lady Chaos are definitely going to look into getting Facetatmami to probably come perform the first ever Karma Fest. Of course, make sure you peep her links down below, just like we always do with all our guests, because that's what we do. Peep the links down below to where you can follow Facetatmami, all her social medias. Make sure you just peep all her links down below to where you can follow her music, just everywhere. But yeah, this was definitely a very great interview. It was a very fun interview. Hell yeah. And yeah. So yeah, let's get into some topics. Of course, make sure you guys peep the links down in the description. Follow your boy on all social media. Follow our guests of the night's social medias down below, where you can hear their music and all that good old happy jazz. And definitely follow the one and only Lady Chaos on all social medias, as well as her co-host and fellow Carnival Spirits crew member, Lithium Queen. Follow them on all their social medias, and follow everyone else in the Carnival Spirits crew's social medias as well. Also, peeps down below to where you can get yourself some Dawn Chaos and Carnival Spirits drip down below. And then big shout outs to, of course, link down also, and there on the corner. And right here, shout outs to my sponsor, which is down below, Blind Death Clothing. So go check out Blind Death Clothing. That is my sponsor. Shout outs to them. Link down below. Go get yourself some Blind Death Clothing drip. And yeah. Yep, got that Hex Flex. What is up, Cheese House? So yeah, let's get into some talk. Speaking of Hex, tomorrow, not only that, but tomorrow we have 2 albums coming out tomorrow. 2 very anticipated albums. We got Hex's album, Tales of a Cursed G coming out tomorrow. But not only that, the Gore Father himself and my dude Scum, he has an album coming out tomorrow called Bad Uncle. So we got a Chapter 17 release coming out tomorrow and an LSP release. So yeah, definitely tomorrow, peep out Hex's Tales of a Cursed G, as well as also my bro Scum's album Bad Uncle, which the whole album is entirely produced by Devereaux. Now, Scum and Dev have worked together numerous times. You know, Scum's always had Dev produce a song or two from him, but this is the first ever Scum project that is fully produced by Devereaux. And that's dope. You know, there's some special guests on there. You have like Cody Manson on there. You have Darby O'Trill on there. You have Ouija on there. And Smalls One. Yeah, like I said, there's so much dope music going on, y'all. There's just so much dope music going on in this underground juggalo scene that y'all need to be aware of. And that's the whole point of this show, is to recognize that talent and help give props to that talent. You know, whether you're an up-and-coming artist, music artist, group, or you're a juggalo who does something, a juggalo who has your own business. Like example, D-Town Customs. Like if you're for the whole saying, for juggalos, by juggalos, juggalo-owned businesses, you know, like D-Town Custom, you know, Wicked Dream Creations, you know, Cosmic Horror Show, etc. Dead Canvas Art, you know, of course, my sponsors, Blind Death Clothing. So much. So, yeah. Definitely excited for both those albums coming out. You guys can expect full-on review for both those, as well as more up-and-coming reviews. I want to get back in the habit of doing reviews again. And who knows, maybe later tonight or tomorrow, we'll have a listening party. Because does everyone remember those days of listening parties when you would have album listening parties with your homies? Who knows, maybe we'll do a listening party for both albums tomorrow. Maybe. Do a live listening party. Yeah, let's get into some topics. That's some topics you guys can look forward to. Yeah, it's been a very great episode. And what the heck? Something's happening with my computer. Again, y'all, what is going on? There's something just popping up that, what is this? What's going on? Okay, that's twice that's happened this week. The last time that happened, that's twice that's happened. I don't know why that always happens, y'all. I don't know. Yeah, some news. Of course, we want to give a shout out also to the 270 show with Casper and Chipper, which is on Twitch. So go subscribe to that. Tell them Don Chaos sent you. Shouts to everyone who's been in the chat. I saw Nobody Man was in there. You know, of course, the one and only Lady Chaos, always in the chat. We had that Jug Devin in the chat. We had James in the chat. Of course, Cheese House. Rhodey in the chat. Thank you. Yes, anyone who wished your boy a happy birthday, thank you. So yeah, tomorrow you can look forward to 2 albums. There's a lot of music always just coming out, y'all. But 2 of some of the albums you guys can look forward to is, of course, Hex's Tales of a Cursed G and Scum's newest album, Bad Uncle. Produced entirely by Devereaux. Another dope thing, of course, to keep promoting it. Of course, Tom Wood's Float is going down with so many dope acts performing there. We have Shaggy performing there. Hex, Clownvis performing there. HP the Grizzly, Trey Pounds, you know, Light, Cheese House, I believe, is performing there. So anyone who's going to the Float, have fun. We're probably going to go. We hopefully do want to go. We definitely do, because it looks like a great time. You know, Arkansas, as long as we can get homies to drive with us, Arkansas is not really too far of a drive for us. So from Florida to get to Arkansas, as long as we have homies with us, Arkansas is not that bad of a drive. Probably the only reason you'll ever see me go to Arkansas is for the Tom Wood Float, because Tom Wood's the homie. He's the dude. Hell yeah. So yeah, definitely a good show that's coming up very soon, an annual event. Hopefully pretty soon we can get the annual event Karma Fest up and running. We might start making that an annual event down here in Florida. So if anyone wants to help us put that together, let us know, especially if there's never always like a Juggalo weekend. You know, we want to be able like to have Juggalo weekend in a bunch of different states, that especially if people can't, like, if say ICP is not doing a Juggalo day or weekend event, then why not just put together events like Karma Fest and what Acetone did and whatnot. Have just basically mini gatherings. Oh, yeah. And then in September, another dope show is coming up in Denver. The 17th annual Gore Fest is going down in Denver, September 8th, 9th, and 10th. Of course, this is the 17th annual Gore Fest. And look at that dope lineup, y'all. Of course, it says free for military and out-of-state ID. So if you guys are traveling to Gore Fest from out of state, or you got a military state ID, you get in all 3 days for absolutely free. And this is the 17th annual Gore Fest. And again, look at that dope lineup. Look at that dope lineup. I'm seeing some very dope headliners there. Hell yes. Of course, now you know Gorefest always has like annual like headliners. Now, like, look at some of these name acts that we have. You know, you have Chucky Chuck. And there you have Class. You have the Homeboy Chuckles performing there. You have Cody Manson, Blaze Dead Homie, Beast Mode Warriors. You have Donnie Menace performing, Freak Show, Hex Rated, Insane Poetry, JP the Hustler, like I said, Lilith the Sinful, Matapelli Music performing, Mr. Dosha, Triple MFD, Oogie Boogie, Razor, Reckless Intent, and Scum, obviously, Schizo. And you have Smalls 1. No Sun. SOS. You know, you have Spec 1 performing. You know, Uncle Phoenix and Wasteland Warriors. So yeah, the 17th annual Gorefest, y'all. If y'all can make the trip to Denver, if you're traveling from out of state or you have your military ID, you get in all 3 days. We're absolutely free. All you gotta do is just pay for your travel and then your hotel. Or if you know people that live in Denver, you can easily just stay at their place. So, me and Lady Cass, who knows? We might even make a trip to Denver to go to this show because it will be absolutely free for us. Probably just take a train from Florida to Denver. You never know. And apparently there's hotels close by. The Roxy Theater, which is dope. Hell yeah. And yeah. Also, just announced is, if you guys missed the second leg, not the second leg, the first leg, there's now a second leg of the Three-Headed Monster Tour going down with another lineup, which is dope. So if you guys missed the first leg of the Three-Headed Monster, or if it didn't come in your area, here's your chance to see the Three-Headed Monster or a second leg. And then just to add to the theme, there will be a third leg probably. So yeah, if you guys missed this show, you guys fucked up. This was a dope show. Holy shit. My only question is, who are they going to get next for this second leg lineup? That is the question. Yeah, September, me and Lady Chaos are going to be pretty busy. We have quite a few shows that we want to try to go to. We're definitely going to go to the Shaggy second leg tour with Shaggy 2 Dope, Hex, and Lardy V. We're definitely going to go to that show. We definitely want to go to the Tech show. We're definitely wanting to try to go to the No Effects Farewell show. We definitely want to try to maybe hit up Denver for Gorefest. So I can see all my peeps there in Denver. You're playing Thursday? Hell yeah. Exactly. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing down here, Cheese House, is I'm going to try to put together an annual event, and it's going to be always like a charity event put on Juggalos by Juggalos, and it's going to be a charity event, and it's going to be called Karma Fest. And we'll probably have it here down in the winter here in Florida, because at least when it's fall and winter down here in Florida, it gets warm, but it doesn't get like insanely hot like it does in the summer. So if Karma Fest does happen, when it does, it's probably going to be a fall or winter event, because fall and winter in Florida is not insanely hot. It can get warm, but it's not insanely hot and humid like, you know, it is in the summer. And at night, it's somewhat cooler to where it feels nice out, where you can basically wear a hoodie and shorts. It's like in the 50s or 60s, and it's very nice. So yeah, what other topics do we? Of course, for a limited time only, make sure you guys get your trick or treat Halloween themed merch for Ghost House Entertainment. Go get. You guys don't know about Ghost House Entertainment? You should. You know, McGruber. We have Aunt G on there, as well as our homie Andrew Ponix is on this label as well. So go get yourself some Ghost House Entertainment merch. Go get yourself some Andrew Ponix merch and his release that's coming, as well as Aunt G. Yeah, Aunt G, y'all. also just dropped today until this Sunday is the newest Lazy and Crazy drop. Look at that. That is fucking dope. Hey, if anyone wants to get your boy some of this for his birthday, just saying, that hoodie and those pants are fucking dope. Hell yeah. That shirt's dope too. I mean, this whole drop is dope, but I really love the shirt, that hoodie, and those pants. That's fucking dope. Hell yeah. Again, the Shaggy second leg tour for the East Coast is coming. So we're going to be at the Tampa show. There's actually quite a few Florida shows we have. I think that says Pensacola, Florida. It says something Beach, Florida, but it's in Tampa, the 29th of September. And then they're in Orlando and then Cocoa Beach. So there's literally there's 4 Florida dates. So for any Florida juggalos here in Florida, you have a chance to go to any one of these 4 shows. We're just so happen to be going to the Tampa show because Club Sky is literally, and to where it is in Tampa, it's literally like a 30-minute drive for us. Not bad at all. Maybe even less, because the way we go is a highway, and the highway, when there's not train traffic, so much quicker. So hell yeah. So if anyone is going to the Tampa show and you recognize your boy in Lay Chaos, come say what's up to us. Give a dab, give a hug, and we're all Lego and Happy Jazz. If you want to pick with us, all Lego and Happy Jazz, let us know. Another dope show that's coming around. In October 15th in Reno, Doc Gruesome is performing, along with Warlord Colossus, along with Odd Prophet, Worm, and Lil Maniac. Body Bag Rejects, just so many. And this is going to probably become an annual event too. And this is going down October at the Cypress in Reno, Nevada. That looks like a dope show to go to. Never seen Doc Gruesome or anyone from Cerberus live yet. I would love to. And yeah. Again, if you guys are in the Texas area, go check out Facetatmami. She's performing tomorrow. And then finally, for our last topic of the night, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here, we have Clockside Fest, the first ever annual Clockside Fest, going down with performances, of course, by Clockworky, Michigan Misfits, Sun, and yeah, it's a dope lineup for music. Hell yeah. See, a lot of people are just creating their own annual events, which is dope. And that's why we want to try to get Karma Fest to be an annual thing. Because we do want to make it an annual thing. And it's always going to be like a charity event, which is dope. And if anyone hasn't watched the show since the beginning, the major announcement that we have is either starting next week or next month, probably. Every week, you can expect a different co-host with your boy on the Hours of Chaos podcast. So if you want to be a co-host, like just a special guest co-host for the week with your boy, let me know. If you're very serious about it, basically all you're doing is you're going to be just bouncing back and forth with me, like where we talk about topics and news, say our thoughts on stuff. And when we have guests on the show, we interview, basically. Now, to be a special guest host, all you got to do is you just got to be very serious about it. You know, even if like people that have been like guests that I've interviewed on the show, if you want to be like a special guest like host with your boy, let me know. Like, for example, one time we did it as a little experiment. We had Mr. Dosha as like a special guest host with me, where we both interviewed Chuckles. Like, or an example, we could have Lady Chaos as a special guest host one year, or even Dosha again. Maybe Chuckles can be a special guest host one week, or even Facetatmami. So many, like even people that have been on the show in the past. If you want to be just a guest host, co-host, like on here, just let me know. Even if you haven't been a guest on the show, like I said, you just have to be very serious about the thing, and you got to have fun with it. Because the show is all about having fun and promoting people and giving the props and respect and helping out those in our community that deserve it. It's basically been so. Yeah, probably next month we will start having annually, weekly, a different special guest co-host, which sounds like a very good concept. I think that's cool. I've been doing this show almost 7 years, but starting next year by myself, let's do that. Let's have a different co-host every week. I think that'd be cool. Whether it be just someone or just someone who's maybe been on the show. I think that'd just be cool. I like that concept. Shout out to Lady Chaos for coming up with that concept. Hell yeah. And with that said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and relax and chill. Again, thank you to our guests for tonight. Thank you everyone who has been on the show and future people that will be on the show. And also thank you to future weekly co-hosts for being on the show. Again, if it's something you guys are really serious about wanting to do, again, it's just going to be a weekly thing where there's a different co-host. Let me know. That's it. Just have to be very serious about the whole thing and all that. Like, you guys know how I run and do my show. You guys know how I do it. So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow your boy on all social media, links down below. Make sure you check out my sponsors down below, Blind Death Clothing. Get yourself some Blind Death drip. Get yourself some Dawn Chaos and Carnal Spirit drip. And definitely follow the one and only Miss Lady Chaos on all her social medias. More reactions are coming soon as well. And yeah, you guys are awesome. And the one good thing we've loved about this show is we always love just promoting people. That's why we always, for our guests, we put their socials in everywhere down below. Because, I've always gotten good compliments from people saying, you know what? I enjoyed your guests that I never followed them on social media until they were on your show or something. Or I fell in love with this person's music or whatnot, or what they do because they were on your show. That's always cool to hear. That's like, well, that's the whole point of the show. It's to expose people to more like people out there in our community who have talent. It's just to give back. For Juggalos, by Juggalos. Hashtag Underground Unity. Hashtag Underground United. Hashtag Juggling ain't a hobby. This ain't a hobby, y'all. I don't get paid for this shit. I'm just having fun. As long as I'm promoting people, helping put people on, that's all that matters. Good things come to those who work really hard in what they do. And I've been getting a lot of compliments from people, especially Lake House, saying good things are coming for you. Don Chaos, great things are coming. Big things are coming. All that hard work is going to pay off, y'all. And it's thanks to you guys. So yeah, I'm Don Chaos, your friendly neighborhood JUWGALO, the Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. If you are new to this channel, make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, it's been another great episode, y'all. Next week, you can look forward to my dudes. Dead Camp will be on the show. And then the following week, to end out the month of August, we will be having the Amazing Jekyll sisters on the show. So, deuces, y'all. Love y'all. Thank you, all of y'all. Love you guys, especially love you, babe, Lady Chaos. Mwah. And yeah, y'all, Don Chaos, and I'm out. I am out like the candle. Deuces, y'all.